Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Anna and I am a random stranger on the internet talking to you about beauty. Today we are doing the fourth update, I think it's the fourth round of my Pan That Eyeshadow Challenge. Also, can we take a moment to talk about these earrings? Like, I normally don't wear such extra earrings, but today I just was like, yes, these earrings need to have a day out before summer ends. Enough so that I was just like, I better tone down the rest of my makeup because these are just so much that I was like, yeah, I think everything else needs to calm down so that these can shine. They're just so extra and fabulous. They were actually a birthday present from one of my friends and I love them. They're just so fun. Anyway, back to the eyeshadow challenge. So the goal for this challenge, which has been floating around the internet, there's lots of other people doing this, is to show my eyeshadow collection a little more concentrated love, so that if you open up or were to go through my palettes, the amount of affection and love I have for them would actually be reflected in the palettes. So I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I love them. I'm not sad or embarrassed by having a lot, but I am sad that they don't look like they've been used. So I'm trying to get up to, I think I'm just barely at 1% pan now, so yeah. I also keep tallies on a notebook, so if you see me look down, that's why. And I keep track of how many uses it takes or how many times I use a shadow in a month. And therefore I can actually tell you, at least based on what I've done, how long it takes me to hit pan on the shadow. So yeah. All right guys, let's get into it. I'm going to show you the shadows from last month, and then we will randomly select the shadows that we will be painting in the next round. All right, let's get into it. Okay, I'm just gonna go like down my stack here. The first one is from this ABH Soft Glam palette, and the color I was using was Sultry. And if you can see right there, it's this one right here. We have, let's get you in there, a fairly sizable pan, I think. Now, I used this 8 additional times before I hit pan on it, but I'd only used it 6 times before that. So while I was pretty happy to get pan pretty quickly, I'm not sure I'm happy with like 14 times being how long it takes to hit pan. And again, I feel like that's pretty sizable pan, but it is a very, very, very loosely packed shadow. So, yep. But that is shade number 1. The next one, I had another ABH one. It's actually from the ABH Sultry palette, and I had the shade Teak. And heads up, I did not hit pan on this one. There's this one right here. All right, I think you can tell there's a pretty decent little dip going on in there. I'd actually never used this shade before I rolled it in, and I used it, let's see, 9 times. So I think you can just tell like the difference in the formulas between this one and the other one I just talked about. But this one is almost weird because it's so creamy that, I don't know, it's just very different to use. But I did, again, use that one 8 times, and we're not close to hitting pan on that one. Third one, this is from the Urban Decay Naked 2, and it is the shade Chopper. We rolled this in last month. We also rolled in the shade from the Sultry palette last month. So those are the 2 that we rolled in. This one I used, woo! Just lost a shade, y'all. Lost a shade. We rolled in Chopper, and I used it 14 times, and it is this one right here. Right here. I don't know if you can tell on camera, there's a pretty good little dip going into it, but I think these are super hard to tell. like how much of a dip they have going on this particular type of shadow. I am fairly optimistic that I will hit pan on this one next month, but I remember I've had one of these Urban Decay shades like in this type of format, like this type of palette before in one of my previous ones, and I remember it took me a little bit longer than I expected to hit pan on it. So the pans are actually deeper than you would think when you're going down it, but still, for using it 14 times, I feel like I've made a lot of progress. So maybe next month we will knock that one out. And then finally, this is the, I'm holding these up because I don't want you guys to see the end. This is the MAC Cool Neutrals palette, and I actually have been panning 2 shades in this one. All right, big reveal time. So the first one is actually this one right here, and it is the shade Blackberry, and you can see there is a huge dent in this one. Now let's take a moment and talk about Blackberry, shall we? I probably should have waited for the end on this one. When I started this challenge, my goal was ideally to hit pan on everything, but I made a rule that said if I use a shade 60 times and I have not hit pan yet, I'm going to roll it out. Well, I have collectively used this shade 55 times, and I don't think we're close to hitting pan on this. So I am going to use it 5 more times before I put it up, but I'm going to actually roll in a shade to replace this one, just because I'm not going to, you know, have it in my drawer for a whole month knowing that I only need to use it 5 times before it rolls out. But I just, like, we're not even close to hitting pan, and I have used this, we're gonna say essentially 60 times, and yeah, it's still trucking along. So I will be rolling in a shade to replace this one, but Scout's Honor, I will use it 5 more times before I officially roll in that next shade. I just am not gonna film a special video for that. So yeah, these MAC shades, man, they truck along. The other one I had in this palette was Sweet Allure, and I have, actually, you can see there, I did finally hit pan on that shade, but I used it, let me see how many times I used it here. I used it 38 times before I hit pan, and then I used it 4 additional times after that, just to kind of help expand the pan. So they really do. So we are rolling out this palette again, Scout's Honor. I'll use it, that one shade 5 more times, but we're rolling out both the shades in this one, and then of course we hit pan on that one shade in the ABH. So we're gonna roll out 3 shades and draw 3 new ones. All right, give me a second, let me get my number generator up, and then we'll go from there. All right, I've got my random generator up, and minimum 1, maximum 455. So let's see what we get. All right, number 98. You're gonna see the table wiggle. I'm gonna write these down real quick, because in the past, if you've known me, I've actually like said I was gonna use one time and used the wrong number. So, all right. 366. All right, what's our last number? 428. Ooh, we're getting back there in the collection. All right, give me a minute to go pull those, and then I will show you what our new shades are. All right, so I got the new shades, and I will show you what we'll be adding in. Actually, first I'm going to take a minute and show you the ones that we're still working on. So still in the challenge is the Urban Decay Naked 2. I just dropped this again, so I'm gonna like end up destroying this palette. But Urban Decay Naked 2 Chopper, which is that beautiful shade right there. So that will continue to be in the challenge. I always do this and then I'm like, oh, why do I have a messy finger? The ABH Sultry palette, Teak. Number 98 actually comes from the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I'm actually pretty nervous about this. I've heard these have been hard to pan, and the one I have is called Peach Pit. So let's see. Oh, well, that'll be a challenge. It is this one right here, and it is another dark, moody, browny, purple color, pretty much just like Blackberry. But it's that one right there. You can see it is a brown with purple undertones. Why? Why is there so much purple? Anyway, so we will be adding this one in. Although I don't mind having this one in the rotation. I really love this palette. It's one of my favorites, and I don't think I've really ever used Peach Pit. So we'll see. Maybe I'll use it 60 times and then roll it out in 3 months. All right, the next one is from the ABH Modern Renaissance palette, and it is the color right here, Primavera. So there's been a little bit of use on this one, but not a ton. It is a really beautiful, like, golden shimmer shade. So this one right here. I have to figure out what to do with that. And then the next one I'm really excited about, but also super nervous. It's a Juvia's Place shade. It is from the Africa. And it is the shade Decay. And I'm hoping it's not the one I think it is, but I think it might be. I think it's a bright blue. Let me see. Oh, no. No, it is not. It's that one. It is a bright pumpkin orange. So how fun is that gonna be for fall? I don't know how I'm gonna make it work, but how fun is that gonna be for all these fall like looks with it becoming September? So yeah, it is a bright orange. All right, so Chopper, Teak, and then we're adding these 3 in: Peach Pit, Primavera, and Decay. So yeah, that is what we're working with this month. All right, guys, I'm excited, nervous, like a bright orange and another brownie, moody purple shade. At least I've got a lot of ideas for that one because I have been very experienced in using a shade like that. 2 new palettes that I've never had in this collection. Actually 3. I've never really haven't had Modern Renaissance in here yet either. Hopefully by the end of this challenge I'll actually have hit a shade in every single one of my ABH palettes, because it just seems like every cycle we get another ABH one. So overall I'm pretty excited. I wish I'd picked a different color out of the peach palette, but really they're all going to be beautiful as we transition into fall. It's going to be super fun, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what I can come up with that orange shade. I don't think I'm going to hit pan on that shade, just to be honest. I think that could possibly be another one that we end up rolling out after 60 uses. But girl, after 60 uses, I am going to know how to wear me some orange eyeshadow. Alright guys, thank you again for joining me for this challenge. I really love it and I appreciate all the support on it. Go into the world, be fabulous, be you. Bye.